Oh, this is pretty cool. The country of rain. Trail in Anekše.
One very famous author wrote a poem about this forest when we studied this at school.
We had breakfast today. It was like a buffet. Lithuanians, they love flowers so much, and in this buffet they put flowers even in the cheese and a lot of herbs. They like pancakes and jams and suris, which is sort of a ricotta.
Curd cheese.
Yeah, breakfast is probably quite different from Western countries. I think they have this in Latvia, in Greece and other countries. It's very tasty. I tried one for breakfast. It's more like a dessert. When you're in Lithuania, you feel like it's just all forest and it happens to have some buildings. The same was in Vilnius. Buildings, but still a lot of green areas. Obviously, Anekše is purely forest. They protect a lot. I think like 30% of the country is forest. I know that countries like Sweden, they have even more forest, but I think they give a lot of attention to nature. That was fast. This is pretty cool. Alright, the famous stone.
Two very famous personas in Lithuanian history because they flew throughout Atlantic Ocean and they almost managed to come home, but unfortunately they've been shot. They crashed. We used to have currency called litas and they were there on one of the notes as well.
We're gonna climb a tower now and see all this Anekše forest from the top. Coffee in the middle of the forest. Pretty cool, we can see almost the top of the tree. I think it's around 20 meters. I thought this place in Anekše in the forest was gonna be like a very hidden test tourist. 90% Lithuanians and maybe 9% Russian, Polish, and 1% like me. Sorry, there's a couple of Germans probably as well. I think I want to come here for holiday or for retreat, take a rest. Approaching the tower. And here we go. Anekše, Lietuva. Trying to find a place for dinner. Aš esu alkanas, tengo hambre, I'm hungry. It was founded by one of the Lithuanians Grand Dukes called Kazimieras or Casimir. The idea is to see now the whole town of Anekše from the top. Yes, I'm sweating. Finally! If I touch this, the whole town is gonna hear the bell. Maybe the way back is not the best. Sorry, we have priority. Very colorful houses, very well maintained, lot of trees, an amazing church. Well done, Anekše.
Since we came back to Lithuania, it's the best coffee. And it's in Anekše.
It's in Anekše and the place is Kava ir kokteilė, which means coffee and cocktails. Oat milk, which is Oatly, and the flat white is actually very good. I said Kava ir kokteilė, but that's not the name. That's what they have. The name is Lojantis Katinas, which means something about the cat. Right?
This barking cat.
Looks like a mix of a Lithuanian Italian restaurant, this one. The sun is killing me. Actually, this is called gira or kvass, traditional Slavic and Baltic drink. It's fermented and very popular in Central and Eastern European area, and it has like 1% alcohol, if I'm not wrong. Sometimes they put some berries like strawberries or raisins to give some flavor. So the Illusion House. Let me show you the rest of the rooms. It's gonna be difficult, right? Playing room. Just feel like in peace in this place. Feels like magical. Maybe because we have the spa nearby and we spent some time. Maybe because the city center is very small and cozy. Maybe because the air is very fresh as well. What is certain, it feels very magical, peaceful, and I'm very excited to stay here. If you like this video, please feel free to press like below so YouTube can recommend it to more people like you and we can build like a little community. And if you want to watch more content like this and make my day as well, please feel free to subscribe below. So thank you so much for watching and see you next week.
What do I believe? What makes me feel it to write you this song?
Another interesting thing I discovered here. After this forest, I think we're gonna go and we got the whole Lithuanian country today to come here. It doesn't look like, but I'm actually excited. Wow!